Greetings to E-Biz sales and marketing professionals. I hope that you are keeping safe and doing your best to fight off the pandemic fatigue and yet excel in your E-Biz sales and marketing setups. Yes, by the way, Madam Florence and Madam Sophia, virtual assistants to CTM Joseph, are honored to talk to you about this month's E-Biz Sales and Marketing Club's newsletter. Alright, to continue we must say, despite the challenging time we have been through, we can look forward to this health crisis as more Malaysians are being vaccinated. Enough of our intro, shall I, Madam Sophia VA, preview the breaking news headlines first? Shall we? Thanks. Firstly, error. File name not specified. Fortune favors the resilient Kuala Lumpur. The loss of fortune can drive anyone insane. Fate dealt a heavy blow to Shawal Misban when the construction company he built from scratch as a teenager hit rock bottom. At 27 years of age, the millionaire contractor had been reaping the fruits of his labor. He owned various assets and luxury vehicles. He was stumped when he suddenly found himself penniless and in debt. Unable to cope with the stress, his life turned upside down. He spent most of his time living in isolation, often under a bridge. The community saw him as mentally unstable. Not wanting to see their son dragged further into despair, Misban Zedin, 73, and Siti Khatijah Musanif, 63, acted quickly to save him and restore his confidence. The support steered Ahmad Shawal back to the path. He was able to stand on his feet again and start life anew by venturing into the agricultural sector. The successful agripreneur said, "My parents realized I was mentally stressed, so they helped put me back on track." His parents, said Ahmad Shawal, built a cowshed with the money from selling a piece of land in Seremban. "I used the cowshed for therapy. My days were spent with the cow at the shed. I talked to them until I forgot about the outside world and the problems I had," he said. After 8 months of living in a world of his own, the 30-year-old of Tanjung Sepet, Banting, said he felt strong and regained his spirit. "I decided to buck up and venture into agriculture. That was in 2013 and I have never looked back. At that time, I still had about 8 hectares of land in Banting, Selangor. The Kuala Lumpur Area Farmers Organization, PPK, helped me by providing a loan and I used the land as collateral. I developed my agro-business empire and continued with my construction company," he said. The proprietor of Bumijaya Rezeki SDN BHD made the right choice when he ventured into the agriculture sector. He is now a self-made millionaire again with 80 ha of vegetable farm, of which 0.8 ha is used for his cow-rearing business in Banting. He employs 20 people on his farms. The harvest from his crops like ginger, galangal, turmeric and sweet potato is sold at supermarkets such as Giant, Econsave, Tesco, and Sri Turnak Mart SDN BHD nationwide, as well as the PPK Kuala Lumpur Farm Harvesting Center. On his future plans, Ahmad Shawal, the fourth of 9 siblings, hopes to start a chicken farm in 3 years. "Even though I only completed primary school and failed in my business once, such obstacles are no longer a stumbling block to my success. The important thing is to not give up, to think positively, to be highly spirited, and to be strong-willed," he said. Ahmad Shawal, also known as Boboi, also helps PPK Kuala Lumpur by providing training to budding agro-entrepreneurs. Source: The SAR, August 12, 2021, avoiding severe business collapse. Petaling Jaya. After months of business disruptions and operating at reduced capacity, businesses in Malaysia are finding it harder to stay afloat if COVID-19 restrictions are prolonged. Industry groups are appealing to the government to allow all businesses, regardless of the states they are based in, to operate at full or increased capacity if a high percentage of their workforce have been fully vaccinated. The industry players are also asking for further government stimulus and non-monetary assistance to help all affected businesses to reopen and ramp up their production capacity. The urgent call for help came following the warning from the Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Ministry late last month that some 580,000 businesses, or 49% of the micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are at risk of failing by October, if they are not allowed to open up their operations by then. Urged the government to extend additional help to all industry players, regardless of their sizes. Providing stimulus is just the short-term solution. The long-term solution is to allow reopening, and this can only be achieved through vaccinations, he added. Meanwhile, FMMSO also agreed to that. Further, Stimulus in the form of additional funding and financial incentives need to be provided. Apart from the wage subsidy program and automatic loan moratorium, the Prime Minister was not well received by the industry. The majority of business sectors are based in the Greater Klang Valley, which is still seeing daily cases above 10,000 and currently. Source The Star 11 August 2021. Here is the last, but not the least. Agree? Breaking new number 4 1 free chapter of book How to Close Every Sale and Every Time. Before finishing this August 2021 E-Biz Professionals newsletter, Madam Sophia has been asked by CTM Joseph NG, your sales and marketing expert, to hand over the latest breaking news to my virtual colleague Madam Florence VA. Alright. Thanks. Over to you, Madam Florence.
Thank you, Madam Sophia, for allowing me to say more about the free chapter of the book, Closing the Sale, which is trial closing. Before continuing, may I introduce myself as Madam Florence. Okay. Chapter 2. Trial, Closing for Selling Effectiveness. Quote, your trial closing question should be non-threatening when you first begin to question the prospect, by Ron Willingham in his book The Bestseller. The New Psychology of Selling and Persuading People. During the tea break in one of my workshop sessions in Penang, one salesman shared this trial close with me. He told me that his method of closing was not just to ask his customer many times to buy, but he followed a plan that engaged repetition as one of its vital forces. After he has generally given a basic demonstration of his product, he would present an alternative trial close. He would then say to the chef of that hotel, would you want to pay by our payment a scheme or B scheme for this large consignment of orange juices? My participants said that if this trial close technique is to work, it has to be worded so that the answer is either a yes or a yes. Whether the chef says he will pay under scheme or B, it doesn't matter because the answer is still yes, his hotel will buy. Personally, I would advise that you can begin asking trial closing questions during your demonstration step after you've asked enough needs development questions. Your questions should not be a threat at this early stage of the presentation. Then in your sales interview, you can get more direct with them. Here are a few additional typical trial question or opinion getting questions that you can safely ask. Notice as you read, they increase in directness. How does it sound to you? Or, what do you think of this feature? And maybe, which of these do you like best? Each and every example given above will help you think of other trial close questions that will sell your product or service. From the time you begin your demonstration to the point that you feel a close is appropriate, your objective is to get opinion, reactions, feelings, or feedback. The trial close questions give you these. I repeat, you can get this information without being threatening or pushy. These types of questions get your prospect talking and you are listening. It helps them sort out their own thinking and sell themselves. It impresses them that you, not just trying to cram something down their throat. It's just another trust-building activity. It also gives you lots of information about where you are with prospects. Set aside half a day for practicing your presentation and adapting as many trails as possible. Rehearse the exact words as gestures you will use. McMahon. Apart from verbal trial closes, there are some others that are based on salesperson's movements. An example would be when you, the salesperson, picks up the order book, walks towards the cash register or starts to wrap the purchase. Some salespeople that I have encountered in my sales seminars have mastered this silent trial closes. There was this particular salesperson who told me that he simply stopped talking and gazed intently at the buyer, hoping to hear of a decision to purchase the item. If the buyer does not respond as hoped, the salesperson's friend of mine breaks the silence by picking up the sales story again. End of chapter 2. Now that we have finished presenting the final part of August 2021 e-business sales and marketing professionals newsletter, may we, Madam Sophia, CTM Joseph NG and myself wish you goodbye. And good luck to your business enterprise. Again, sayonara.